Now to the latest out of Boston, where we're learning more about what may have been the motive behind the marathon attacks. Steve Genevieve is in our newsroom tonight with that. Steve?
Tsarnaev isn't speaking much because of the bullet wound to his throat, but he was writing down valuable information as to why he and his brother launched the attack. This on a day that has also seen healing in the streets and the celebration of two of the victims' lives.
Today started with goodbyes to both fallen MIT officer Sean Collier, the 26-year-old police believe the Tsarnaev brothers shot 4 to 5 times, and 8-year-old Martin Richard, the youngest victim to die in the bombing, who had a private funeral this morning. There were also signs of recovery as parts of Boston's Boylston Street, the site of the bombing, reopened today to workers and businesses for the first time since last week's blast.
As normal as we can get right now, so it's still going to be a little eerie, I feel like, on these streets.
Surviving suspect Dzhokhar Tsarnaev's condition is improving medically. He's now in stable condition at the hospital, writing down a few answers to investigators' questions, saying the two brothers worked alone and were not part of a larger terror cell, saying they were motivated in part by the U.S. involvement in Iraq and Afghanistan. Their mother, still in Russia, is defending her sons.
What happened is a terrible thing, but I know that my kids have nothing to do with this. I know it. I am mother. I know my kids. I know my kids. My kids would never get involved into anything like that.
Investigators, however, say the brothers planned the attack in just the last few weeks, learning how to make the bombs online. And while they may have been inspired by al-Qaeda, they were not affiliated with the terror group. Rather, were reportedly motivated by their own radical religious beliefs, acting out on their own.
More than 50 people still hospitalized with injuries from the bombing, 3 of those still in critical condition. But there is help for the victims, however, as $20 million has already been raised through One Fund Boston. A huge chunk of that money raised through social media. Fund administrators now need to figure out the best way to distribute that money to those who need it. Allison?